All right, every single time you open a web browser, you're looking at something built with a kind of hidden language. It's the secret code of the internet. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and decode it. So let's dive right in and explore the fundamental blueprint of the web, HTML. So think about it for a second. When you visit your favorite news site or you're scrolling through your social media feed, what actually gives it its shape? What holds all the text and the images and the videos together so it all makes sense? Well, there's a secret framework behind every single page you visit. The best way to think about it is like this. Every single web page has a skeleton. It's this invisible structure that gives everything its proper place and its form, kind of like the blueprint for a house. And that hidden skeleton, well, that's HTML. Now, its full name, Hypertext Markup Language, actually tells you a whole lot. Hypertext is all about the links, the things that connect web pages to each other. But the really key part for us right now is markup language. What that means is HTML isn't a programming language that does stuff. Instead, it's a language that describes the content. It structures it. And here you can really see where HTML fits into the whole picture. If HTML is the skeleton, then other languages come in to, well, finish the job. You've got CSS, which adds the skin and the clothes, all the colors, the fonts, the style. And JavaScript? That's like the brain and the muscles, making things happen, adding all that interactivity. But it all has to start with the bones, and the bones are HTML.
So how do we actually build this skeleton? Well, the language of HTML is actually surprisingly simple. It's all built out of these little components called tags. These are the absolute fundamental building blocks of every single web page out there.
Just take a look at this. This is a perfect example of an HTML tag. See, it's an instruction, but it's not telling a computer to do something. Nope. It's telling the web browser what something is. In this case, it's basically saying, hey, browser, this text right here, my first heading, is the most important heading on the page. So how does a tag like this actually work? Well, pretty much every basic tag has three parts. First, you've got an opening tag, that H1, which tells the browser where the element starts. Then you've got your actual content. And finally, you have a closing tag. See that little forward slash in there? That's the key. That tells the browser, okay, the heading is over now, move on. So here's the really cool part. By nesting these tags inside of one another, you create a hierarchy, a structure. Tags are what define everything you see. Paragraphs, images, links, lists, you name it. They're the commands that arrange all the content and literally form the foundation of the site. Okay, but before a browser can even start reading all these tags, the HTML file has to introduce itself. Think of it like an ID card. It's the very first thing the browser looks for, so it knows exactly what kind of document it's about to read. And this is it. This exact line of code, this doc type HTML, is the very first thing you will find at the tippy top of pretty much every single modern web page on the entire internet. It absolutely has to be there, right at the beginning, no exceptions. So what on earth is docutype? Well, it's just short for document type. And its only job is to give the browser a heads up that, hey, this page is written in HTML5, which is the current standard for the web. It's a simple but absolutely essential handshake between the file and the browser. Right after the docutype, there's another supercritical piece of setup info. It's a tag that deals with the languages that we humans speak, not just the language of computers. This is all about something called character encoding, specifically UTF-8. And this matters a lot. Why? Because UTF-8 is the universal standard for text. Putting this one little line in your code makes sure a website can correctly show characters from pretty much any language in the world. Doesn't matter if it's English, Japanese, or Arabic. This is what makes the web truly worldwide. So let's put it all together. HTML is the skeleton. That's the main takeaway. It uses these simple but really powerful instructions called tags, which have opening and closing parts, to give every single piece of content its role and its place. And every single HTML document kicks things off by introducing itself with a doc type and defining its character set, so browsers everywhere can understand it perfectly. So, there you have it. You've just decoded the fundamental blueprint of the web. It isn't magic, it's just a language, one that's designed to create structure. And once you understand that structure, you've got the key. So, the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?